Tim Wakefield ready to go as Chris Coughlin stands in on the left side. Yeah, the first pitch of this one drops in there for strike one. We're underway.
A little fastball to start this thing off. You see the Florida Marlins, they come in feeling good about themselves, having scored a ton of runs in Toronto, and then they've got to come and face Wakefield, and it's sort of just, it's wiffle ball night again. And this is something for a club. We talked about it a few weeks ago when Toronto came to town. They were feeling real good about themselves, and Wakefield just puts a gem.
Well, Florida Marlins in third place in the National League East, with the Phillies and Mets ahead of them. Strike three call. Good start for Tim Wakefield. Coughlin down by way of the K.
What a great start for Wakefield. Fastball, knuckleball, and then he paints with a knuckleball on the outside corner. I mean, what are you going to do about that? Might be a little outside, but it's tough to call, and it's tough to swing at because you think it's outside. But what a start for Wakefield.
So one down here in the first inning. Ross Gload, the batter, first baseman. Former member of the Chicago White Sox. Wild swing and a miss, and it's quickly 0-2.
A lot of these Marlins have not really faced Wakefield. I think only Cantu is the only one that has any kind of at-bats, maybe 21 at-bats, but nobody else more than 3 or 4.
Swing and a miss, back-to-back Ks to begin the night for Tim Wakefield.
Well, if this continues, this is going to be a big night. I mean, he has a nasty knuckleball from the first inning, and this is a great sign for Wakefield. If he can punch guys out, no chance.
Here is Hanley Ramirez. Former member of the Red Sox, however briefly at the major league level. It's part of the key matchup. It's brought to you by Acura. Starting lineup against Tim Wakefield, you're right, not a lot of at-bats, combined only 16, and they're 3 for 16 as a team.
Wakefield's got that hard breaking ball working, knuckleball working early on. Not that big floater, but the hard one.
Hanley Ramirez, of course, playing 2 games with the Red Sox back in 2005 prior to the trade. That, of course, brought the Red Sox Mike Lowell and Josh Beckett. On the ground to shortstop. Nick Green will gather. Throws out Ramirez, and pretty impressive first inning for Tim Wakefield. Red Sox coming up. Down in order in the top of the first. Red Sox coming up in the bottom of the first inning. Dustin Pedroia leading it off as he takes strike one from Chris Volstad. Tall 22-year-old at 6'8". 4-6 so far with a 4.07 earned run average. His 59 strikeouts. And fresh off his toughest outing of the year It's the Cardinals, 5 2/3, giving up 6 runs on 10 hits.
These are the kids that they're counting on. This one in particular. He's a guy 6'7" that doesn't really throw 100 miles an hour, but
to center field, Cody Ross wandering in. Makes the catch for out number 1. Let's check out the Red Sox starting lineup. Brought to you by your New England Chevy dealers. Dustin Pedroia at second base with J.D. Drew in right field. Kevin Youkilis at first base. Jason Bay in left. David Ortiz at DH. Mike Lowell at third with Jacoby Ellsbury in center. Nick Green at shortstop bats 8th, and George Kataris bats 9th, does the catching. Expected to cool off here tonight at Fenway Park, but at the moment 60 degrees. Expecting it to dip down to 53. Nothing but blue skies above, and that's what's anticipated the rest of the night. As the Red Sox back home after a brief 3-game road trip, which they took 2 out of 3 from the Philadelphia Phillies. J.D. Drew starting the night hitting at .264.
you see Volstad right there. That's one of his best pitches, a little hard sinker, about 92 miles an hour. Features a little curved ball, but he's around the plate a lot, both sides of the plate. You think of a guy that big that he'd be a punch-out guy, but like I said before, a contact guy. 22 years old. They're counting on him big time.
Ball 4 and a 1-out walk for J.D. Drew. Here's how the defense lines up for the Marlins. Chris Coughlin in left, Cody Ross in center, Jeremy Hermida in right, Emilio Bonifacio the third baseman with Hanley Ramirez at short, Dan Ugler at second base, Ross Gload at first, and John Baker does the catching for Chris Volstad. Only the Washington Nationals have a worse fielding percentage than these Marlins do.
Well, they have a couple guys out of position. If you think about it, the left fielder should be playing second base. He's a second baseman. All the way up in the minor leagues, he's playing left field. You see Bonifacio playing third. That's the second baseman also. He's playing third, so that has a little something to do with it.
Drew at first base. Youkilis with a count of 0-1. There's strike 2, 0-2.
You know, Red Sox getting their first look at Volstad. Big kid. You really don't know what to expect out of him. You're thinking he's going to throw major gas.
Youkilis, who had a quiet trip in Philadelphia, was 1 for 12. Starts the series off with a strikeout, 2 down.
You're looking for some hump out of this big 6'7" right-hander, and you get sinkage. 0-2 going down hard. Good pitch.
So 2 down. J.D. Drew at first. Much different recently for Chris Volstad, who started off very well. Jason Bay batting with 2 outs and J.D. Drew at first base.
I mean, you see it more and more nowadays. Guys getting to the big leagues. Not to say that he's not ready, but not a lot of experience. He came up last year with 6-4 with a good ERA, so they think he's more than ready. But you're counting on a lot of young guys to live up to high expectations. And nobody, you know, like the guy Ricky, we'll see Ricky Nolasco later on in this series, but here's a guy that he won 15 games last year, and he's not having a good year at all. And they need everyone to live up to whatever expectations they have.
Former Tiger Andrew Miller will start here tomorrow night. A left-hander we saw with the Tigers. He was pretty good when we saw him with the Tigers.
And they're expecting him to be good. I mean, they talk about who they got from that trade for Cabrera, which was a major trade at the time. They gave up Willis to boot. And they're lucky they got rid of Willis, if you think about it now. But they got Maben, the center fielder, that he's playing AAA still for the Marlins. They thought he was going to be ready.
Here's ball 3-3-0. Yeah, we saw Maben in spring training. He was pretty impressive then.
Yeah, and I thought he was going to make that club. He might have made it out of spring training. I'm not quite sure, but I think he's down now for sure. I know that, but they're counting on him for special things.
There's a strike. 3-1 to Jason Bay. Andrew Miller tomorrow night. Ricky Nolasco in the final game of the series. Brad Penny, John Lester lined up for the Red Sox in games 2 and 3. Bay, after the 3-1, hits a high fly ball out towards right center field. Cody Ross is there, and he puts it away to end this first inning. Done with 1 from Fenway, no score. Back at Fenway Park, Jorge Cantu, the former Tampa Bay Ray, leads it off here for the Marlins. In the top half of the second inning, Tim Wakefield a 1-2-3 first inning. Almost hits Cantu. Cantu at 271, 9 home runs, 43 runs batted in.
A different year this year for Wakefield. You see recently he's got some run support. I think years past we've always associated Wakefield with not getting a lot of run support. I mean, last year he had a good year. That didn't, pay off in wins if you look back. I mean, he had some good numbers last year. And the year before that he won 17 games and probably pitched better last year.
This is ripped into left field. A base hit for Cantu. Over to play it is Bay. Cantu heading for second base. And he'll get there easily with a leadoff double to begin things here in the second inning.
See, Cantu gets ahead in the count 3-1. He has to throw him a fastball right here. You don't want to get in those situations too often throughout the course of the game, but 3-1 fastball, they're going to know what to do with that 72-mile-an-hour fastball. It's just a rope down the left field line.
So Cantu in scoring position, nobody out. Jeremy Hermida about to step in here, the right fielder. Yeah, right. Tim Wakefield getting plenty of run support this year. Much different for him years past.
I mean, it has a lot to do with the pitcher. I mean, you play for the Boston Red Sox, you think everybody gets run support, and it doesn't work out that way. So I've been on the bad end of that certain years. You don't want to sit around whining, I'm not the guy that gets any runs, but they say it evens out over the course of a career. You better have a long career.
So it has a chance to even out.
Yeah.
It's 2-0 to Hermida. And there's ball 3. He's throwing it for strikes in the first inning. Look at the amount of run support that he's received. 3rd in the American League.
Says everything. I mean, 8-3. Pitched good his first 4 or 5 starts. We know how he pitched in Oakland, that big game that he'll always be remembered for.
Hey fans, Nesson's Cameras will be at the Harp at 85 Causeway Street in Boston on Friday night to catch a series opener between the Sox and Atlanta Braves. Always serving an honest brew with a big taste and a nice finish. Visit the Harp to catch all your baseball action. The second inning started off with the Marlins getting a double by Jorge Cantu to left field. Jeremy Hermida with a walk, 2 on, nobody out. And here's Dan Uggla, the all-star second baseman for the Marlins.
Uggla still has the power this year, but you see his average down. And the guy likes to leave earth at the plate. Nobody swings as hard as Uggla at the plate.
Leads the club in home runs with 11. And since 2006 has led all Major League second basemen with 101 home runs. I don't know how hard Uggla swings, but after watching Matt Stairs this weekend in Philadelphia, wow.
Yeah, that's incredible.
That's unbelievable.
I mean, for 40, what is he, 41 years old?
42.
42.
Yeah.
My goodness.
I mean, it's all or nothing. He's up there swinging for the fences.
He's going to hurt himself. How can you not hurt yourself doing that? He better get loose.
If he makes contact, you'll see the bomb that he hit in the
off the Dodgers.
The playoffs last year.
Broxton he hit.
Unbelievable. A chance to meet Matt Stairs this past offseason in Bangor, Maine, where he resides during the offseason. Great guy.
And he started his career late, if you think about it. Like 95, he was with the Red Sox. So, you know, he was, what, 25 or 26 at that time. But had some good years, you know, with Oakland, a few there.
Yeah. Some big home run numbers. Trying to figure out the count here. They've gone back and forth a few times. It is 2-2. Tom Hallion, the home plate umpire tonight. Uggla wraps it foul down the third baseline. Still 2-2.
This is where Wake gets tough. It's hard to, you know, put together a number of hits off Wakefield. That's why if he doesn't walk people, he's going to be successful. And then over the course of the last few years, his walks have always gradually gone downhill. The home run ball has gone down. I mean, there's a time when Wake used to give up close to 30 home runs, and that hasn't been the case.
So far this year, he's given up 6 in 77 innings.
But the wins are, you know, totaling up. He's almost at 200, and we know how close he is to being the winningest Red Sox pitcher.
Uggla grounds it up the middle. Green is there to flip to second for 1 on to first. Double play. And that can happen quickly, too, when Tim Wakefield's on the mound.
Well, he's always one pitch away from getting out of an inning, or at least stopping an inning, stop the bleeding. See a 2-2 pitch in the going down. All Uggla could do is hit it back up the middle. Didn't hit the ball hard at all. They turned 2 very easily.
So 2 down, Cantu 90 feet away for the Marlins. And here's Cody Ross. Ross at 270 with 10 homers and 39 runs batted in. As he takes ball 1.
Kind of a tight strike zone early on. Can't be easy umpiring for Wakefield. Sometimes the ball in the dirt crosses the plate for a strike. It's not necessarily where the catcher catches the ball off Wakefield.
Nothing easy about the knuckleball, either to hit it, catch it, or umpire it.
To me, it says everything. I heard somebody say the other day the Yankees were upset every time you lose to Wakefield.
So he popped up in the infield. Pedroia taking charge. And he takes out number 3. No run in the inning for the Marlins. Scoreless after an inning and a half.
been recently. Ball kind of tied him up just a little bit. Couldn't get the big club on that ball. But still a good swing.
Well, David is out number 1. As he takes strike 1 over the outside corner. Chopped right side and in.
Good pitch, but base hit.
So 2 down. Ellsbury at first base. Nick Green coming up. Green back in the starting lineup for the Red Sox tonight. Green was 4 for 11 in the series against the Phillies. Julio Lugo for 8 in the 3 games over the weekend.
Ellsbury's going right there, flinched big time. I thought he was going to go. Ready, get set, go. This big guy up there, see him flinch. He's expecting this guy to take a long time to deliver it. He's ready to go again. And he's going. That's it. This guy's slide stepping as big as he is.
6'8".
Hurry up, throw it.
There goes Ellsbury. It's a ball inside. The throw not in.
He must have saw a video of this, the Volstad. He knew there's no way he can get me. Should have.
Green fouls it off, and the count evens at 1-1.
We talked in the opening about Nick Green, what he's done recently, hitting over 360 the past 6 games.
That wasn't easy. I mean, he started It slips through, and from third comes Ellsbury to put the Red Sox on top 1-0.
Well, I know the Marlins aren't a good defensive team, but this is ridiculous. This is an ugly play. Too bad for Volstad. This little get a base hit on that. And I believe he gets an RBI.
I don't know. I mean, he had stopped at third base.
Did he? I mean,
I thought he had stopped.
But there's no air on the play, so it's got to be. You know how he's going to come off. Just a very strange chopper.
It is, because the only thing was that it appeared that Ellsbury had stopped or at least paused at third base. Line caught by Ugley at second base. It ends the inning. The Red Sox get a Wakefield, who's back on the mound for the third inning. John Baker, the catcher for the Marlins, leading it off. And Emilio Bonifacio and Chris Gogan, the bat here in this third inning. Off the end of the bat, grounded to short. Nick Green gathers and throws for out number one. Let's check in with Heidi Watney.
Don Hanley Ramirez has become one of the premier shortstops in Major League Baseball since being traded from the Red Sox to the Marlins in late 2005. The deal that brought Josh Beckett and Mike Lowell to Boston. And Ramirez told me he was sad to leave the Sox organization.
I mean, everywhere I go, you know, it's a Red Sox fan. And they just, you know, we want you back. And I say, you know, it's a business game. Anything can happen. But right now, I'm in Florida.
Ramirez only played a few games for the Sox before being traded. He said he struck out in both of his at-bats. He is doing much better for the Marlins this year, batting .330 with 8 home runs. Don?
All right, thanks very much, Heidi. Yeah, in the 3 previous seasons to this, hit .292 in his first year of the Marlins, .332 in 07, and last year at .301.
Finally batting third. I think for a long time he led off. I think last year he hit 33 home runs and like 60-something RBIs, which is ridiculous. You got to get this guy in the third spot.
You're right, 33 home runs, 67 RBIs.
Right, so you had to get him in the third slot. I was just a matter of time. But at the same time, will he be a shortstop his whole career? I mean, a big boy. You know, every year he gets bigger, it seems like. He looks to me like a third baseman. Takes its toll on you a little bit playing shortstop, especially in Florida, until they get that new stadium. I mean, that's just like worse than Texas, isn't it?
Oh, it was. And the thing is, they get that rain shower every day at 4 o'clock. Thunderstorm comes through, so it's like no batting practice a lot of the time.
For the opposing team. It always comes just when the opposing team starts to hit. Because a few times I've played there, it's about the time we're going to hit.
Yeah.
And they have their shorts on out there. You better put shorts on.
To third base, Lowell's got to hurry up on the slow roller, and reaching at first is Bonifacio. All or nothing play. Lowell able to pick it up, but he can't make the play.
Bonifacio, known for his wheels. As soon as this ball was chopped slowly, he barehanded this ball. I said, there's no chance he could fly. I saw him on a replay inside the park home run earlier this year. So he gets some infield hits. He's going to need it. He's only hitting about 240. You'd think with his speed, he'd have more damage.
1 out, 1 on, top of the order. Chris Coghlan bats, struck out looking in the first inning. 1 of 2 Ks for Tim Wakefield.
Some weak hits so far in this game from both teams.
The league leaders are brought to you by Olympia Sports. Infield hits. Bonifacio just got one. Has 15. He takes off and steals second without a throw.
You talk about 15 infield hit, and he hit 240. He'd be hitting $190 if he didn't have those 15 infield hits. So speed pays off for him. He's not a guy that's going to steal a lot of bags. He hasn't even got 10 this year. But he's one of the 2 guys that they have that can run. Other being Ramirez.
$15 infield hits for Bonifacio, 1 coming in this inning. Michael Bourne of the Astros, former Philly, also with 15. (3-0). Second look for Coghlan at Tim Wakefield tonight.
Wakefield plays with your mind, doesn't he? Gets an out real quick, punches somebody out, and then all of a sudden 3-0. It's out of nowhere, 3-0. It's like you never know. You just never know. Pitch to pitch, batter to batter.
And then for strike 3 and 1, a lot of people try to figure out if he's got it going one night or another. Well, he may have it going for an inning or a pitch, but all of a sudden can lose it and get it back just as quick.
It's fascinating to me that he can throw a 3-0 fastball. Like that fastball for a strike anytime he wants. He just flips it up there. And it's not that easy. I mean, especially after featuring all these knuckleballs.
So fouled off down the left field line.
And he can feature that little dewdrop in we talked about, that little curveball. It's about the same speed as his knuckleball, but it drops. And I think he can throw it for a strike more if he needs it. He's got that in his back pocket. So he's more than just a knuckleball pitcher. He really is. It's not like he's going to throw 90 miles an hour. We all know that. But, you know, he knows how to break that fastball out and throw it on the black here and there.
This will line down the right field line, foul.
But he's got a nice curveball. A lot of people don't give him credit for it, and I'm giving him credit for that curveball.
You see enough knuckleballs, the 72-mile-an-hour fastball can look like sneaky cheese.
Oh, yeah, that's sneaky cheese. We don't want to get into that. We're not going to drop any salad bombs tonight. Wake's got it going on.
Loving the high cheese.
Yeah.
This one foul down the left field line into the first row of seats.
Well, there's some cheese. It's 75, a little harder than normal. But he's late. You see the swing on that. He just nubbed that ball down the line. It's like guy's blowing the ball right by him.
Coghlan, a strikeout victim first time up, bats with 1 out. Emilio Bonifacio at second. And a line drive into center field, a base hit. Here comes Bonifacio to score, and the Marlins tie the game 1-1.
It's a good piece of hitting by Coghlan right there with a knuckleball, 3-2 knuckleball. After a bad swing at a fastball, the ball just didn't dip big time. It stayed there just a little bit, slowly went down. That's not the good one. But still a good piece of hitting to hit the ball back in the middle of the field. RBI.
So one out. Coughlin at first base. Ross Glode, the batter, struck out swinging his first time up. Runner goes, and a fly ball to shallow right. J.D. Drew coming in and trying to get back now as Glode as quickly as he can, or rather Coughlin, and he will get back as Glode is retired for the second out of the inning. Looking for a new and memorable way to entertain clients or family and friends at Fenway? Check out the Boardroom at the EMC Club. 8 to 12 guests can enjoy a private pregame meal, an open bar, and private seating location behind home plate in the EMC Club. This all-inclusive package is now available for this weekend's games against the Braves. For more information, call 617-226-6025 or email premiumsales@redsox.com. Chris Coughlin had rounded second, had to retouch second and return to first. He's there with 2 outs in the inning, and Hanley Ramirez, the batter.
We won't have a replay of that, but Pedroia deked him big time. Trying to think there's a double play ball. The ball's in the air. Coughlin had no idea where that ball was. He's lucky he didn't get doubled up. The ball's in the air long enough for him to get back.
On the ground, short. Green will go the easy way to second and end things here in the top of the third. Marlins get a run, tie the game 1-1. Game back at Fenway Park, last half of the third inning, and the top of the Boston order, Dustin Pedroia, J.D. Drew, and Kevin Youkilis faced Chris Volstad, who gave up a run in the second inning.
I'll tell you what, Dustin's in a funk. I mean, I haven't seen him swing like this in a long time. I said before, a few days ago when I did the game, a lot of pop-ups, lunging at the ball a little bit. Can't catch a break either. I mean, anytime you go this long without getting hit, a guy that's such a good hitter like Pedroia makes solid contact.
You really look at the combination of Pedroia and Youkilis in that series against the Philadelphia Phillies. They were 2 for 25. On the ground to second base, actually first base, and Ross Glode will take it himself for the first out of the inning. Hey, Sox fans, remember every game night at midnight to tune into NESN for Sox in 2. It's the Sox latest matchup replayed in a convenient 2-hour format. Sox in 2 is presented by Ace Tickets. Tickets are available for all games. Ace Ticket has your seats.
Saw Pedroia go out of the strike zone right there, which is, you know, when you're not going good, he swings at a high fastball. He's got 2 strikes on him, hits a weak ground ball to first. When he's going good, sometimes he flares that ball down the right field line. He can't catch a break right now. You see right here, 1-2 pitch. This ball's not even close. He's trying to paint outside. This ball is high and away. And how you hit a ground ball on that pitch is beyond me. And that's how bad it's going for Pedroia right now. Not only is he popping balls up, he's grounding out on a ball. I don't know how you can ground out on a ball that high.
One out, base is empty for J.D. Drew. Takes ball 3, 3-1. You read about Volstad. He gets it and throws it.
I love it.
All for it.
Yep, Wake gets it and throws it too.
On the hands and fisted foul, full count.
I mean, when you get it and you throw it, you have better control. I mean, I believe that. I mean, you don't want to be clueless and just get it and throw it. But if you don't think about it, you have more conviction and your rhythm is better. It just makes sense to me.
And the defense behind you is more apt to be better.
They love it. We love it up here. That's the most important.
Let's be honest, it's all about us. In the left center field, J.D. Drew with a base hit with 1 out. Third Boston hit of the night.
Once again, J.D. Drew works the count, 3-2, gets a fastball, sinking down and away, not sinking enough for Volstad. But look at that swing. I see this swing. This is just got the prettiest swing in the game when he's on time. You see it right there. Mixing in his walks. It's incredible how he's been going. He hasn't had damage in June like he had last year, but his on base percentage is through the roof, I think, this month.
Tough to repeat what he did in June last year. 1 out, 1 on as Euclid fouls it off. Hey, think about it. If a pitcher gets it and throws it, I mean, it's less smack we're going to come up with from an announcer standpoint.
I guess that's good.
Yeah.
Because you get in trouble when if you got too much time to talk.
You get in real trouble.
Mm-hmm. I don't need time to think either.
Euclid struck out swinging in the first inning. And takes ball 1, 1-1. Yeah, he was 1 for 12 in the series against the Phillies. Pedroia was 1 for 13. You think about the Red Sox taking 2 out of 3 and really not getting a lot from either one of them. It's kind of surprising.
Well, that's where this team's been going. Somebody's not doing it. Somebody else is. Whether it's like Ortiz all year, really. But I haven't seen Pedroia swing like this in a long time. Not since his rookie year, really, the first month. I mean, he hasn't really had a lot of bad spells. I mean, come on, he was MVP last year. How do you have a lot of bad spells when you're MVP? And the year before that really was just his month of April, and that's been it. Yeah. And it gets to you. I don't care who you are, especially with only 2 years in the big leagues.
Drew the lead at first, the 2-1, and Euclid takes ball 3. Euclid's leading the majors with a .463 on base percentage. He's third in the American League with a .331 batting average to start the night. Behind Ichiro Suzuki and Victor Martinez. Down the line at third, but foul.
Euclid's this year, I think, being much more aggressive than in the past, and it has a lot to do with obviously batting third. I mean, you don't want to be the take master, you know, the Greek god of walks when you're batting third, and he's in a run producing position and he's hacking. But that's not to say that he doesn't work counts.
I was going to say, but still the .463 on base percentage.
Right. I mean, still
getting on.
But it seems to me he's just more aggressive.
He's been fouled off down the right field line, out of play. No doubt about it. And I think he's swinging earlier in counts than we've ever seen.
He looks ready, doesn't he? He looks like he's ready to just pull the trigger every pitch. You know, he's scary to watch hit because he's got that bat cocked real high, and it's like, to me, it's like, careful. He can turn on the cheese, and he's a good breaking ball hitter. That's why he's probably one of the best right-handed hitters in the game.
Drew takes off. It's ground ball to third base. Bonifacio's high throw, but on the other side, Glode comes down with it on the bag. And Euclid is retired. J.D. Drew takes second base. Tonight, after our Red Sox coverage, tune in to NESN for Sports Desk, presented by FWWeb. Find FWWeb's 27 Bass Centers at frankweb.com. You get the details on the news that the Bruins extended the contract of general manager Peter Chiarelli. Plus, Red Sox Hall of Famer Dwight Evans compares the current Sox outfield crew and the one he was part of with Jim Rice and Fred Lynn. And Bruins legend Ken Hodge will be in studio. It's all coming up on Sports Desk tonight after our Red Sox coverage. Here is Jason Bay with 2 outs and J.D. Drew at second.
That curveball this kid has, Volstad, it's probably hard to get over. Throw for a strike.
Line to left and in for a base hit. J.D. Drew being waved around. Coughlin's throw is well up the line. Run scores. Throw to second, and they've got Bay in the rundown. And Jason Bay will be run down, and he's out. But the Red Sox take the 2-1 lead as J.D. Drew scores. Back at Fenway Park, Red Sox have taken a 2-1 lead as Jorge Cantu leads it off here for the Marlins in the 4th inning. Happy to have with us Bertha Lowell, Merrill Masterson, and Farrell Lesters. This one has popped up. Who's got it? Shortstop Nick Green's got it. And there's one out here in the 4th inning.
You better hurry up.
I know. Ladies, great to see you. Bertha, what is going on? Picnic in the Park is here already again.
Yes, it is. We're looking forward to it. Hopefully we'll have good weather. And it's going to be the only opportunity where fans are going to get a team autograph session going. Each player will have half-hour segments. And obviously they get to enjoy being out at the park on the grass and eat some good food.
It's been so successful in years past, and I know the fans have very much enjoyed it. And I know you guys put a lot of work into this, and there's always some special auction items and things like that too that players make available.
Yes, there are always some really unique experiences. Like
this year, Hideki Okajima is offering a sushi party.
Yes,
nice.
Make and roll some sushi.
Yeah, you can roll some sushi. I think they might do like 10 people to come roll sushi with him at a restaurant. So
and we're bidding.
Yeah.
So even better have a high bid.
So it is into center field. Jacoby Ellsbury is there, and there's 2 down. How can you go about getting tickets for Picnic in the Park?
you can go to you can contact Gina Borson at picnic@redsox.com, or there's different. If you even go to the team website, you'll have a link there as well. There's different websites, redsoxfoundation.org, or you can also go to picnic@redsox.com. So.
Look forward to that, and all the players are generally there at this event. It's like the one event that the players are always at as a group.
Definitely, they are.
And we look forward to that. Autograph session again this year too?
Yeah, I think all the guys are going to be set up on tables throughout the outfield, signing autographs for all the fans. So.
This one grounded to shortstop. We thank you all for being with us. We look forward to Picnic in the Park this year.
Thank you so much for having us.
Thanks so much. 2-1, Red Sox on top. Jerry Remy out there tonight in the monster seats as we head on to the bottom of the 4th inning back at Fenway. 2-1. David Ortiz leading it off, followed by Mike Lowell, Jacoby Ellsbury. Look, you get to meet Merrill Masterson. Merrill is terrific, but as we're now finding out, she also makes the greatest cookies I've ever had. It was one of the all-time great moves. Justin came up to make his major league debut, and she sent cookies to the booth. It was a great move.
He didn't even have to pitch good, did he?
Didn't matter if he gave up like 10 runs in the first inning.
Good stuff.
It was, this kid's going to be good. Outstanding cookies.
So tremendous. But it's only half eaten down there.
But it's worked out for him all right, as it's turned out over the years. And we're glad he's on the team.
Yes. I had no idea how glad I was he was on the team.
Oh, it's great.
This is my first cookie.
That's Ortiz, Lowell, and Ellsbury here in the bottom of the 4th inning.
See ya.
Big poppy to deep right. Hermida back at the wall. It's gone. David Ortiz with his 5th home run of the year. He's swinging a good bat now.
Boy, he's getting ready for fastballs. Much better now. Just missed him the first time up on a first pitch fastball. Careful. 3-1 pitch.
And that stuff he was just not getting to, and now he is.
I just think he looks much better on a fastball. You see a 3-1 pitch here, you know he's looking fastball. And that fastball is up. I don't know what kind of hair is on this ball, but it doesn't matter. He's getting to a high fastball, and he finally pulls a ball that we haven't seen in a long, long time into the Marlins bullpen. He is coming around.
Just missed the first one as he sent it to the track in the 2nd inning. This one he takes out of the yard. The Red Sox lead it 3-1.
He's looking fastball right now, and I tell you what, he's turning it up a notch to get to the fastball. He was not getting to that ball for a long time. That ball is a ball, 3-1 pitch out of the strike zone, but he still leaves the ballpark on it.
Everything looks better. I mean, I know he is, obviously the results are better, but everything just seems to be clicking. You look at his swing and how off balance he was in the past, and now it's right there.
I think he's a lot more relaxed. Doesn't feel the pressure as much, because I think he knows that he's swinging the bat well. I mean, he may not be getting 2 hits every night, but I think he feels good.
Defensively aligned perfectly was Ugla on the liner back up the middle. He's there right around the bag at 2nd, and Lowell is retired. Well, tonight's trivia question is brought to you by Aflac. We've got you under our wing. Question is, who is the Marlins all-time leader in home runs, RBI, and total bases? The answer for you a little bit later. One out. A home run by David Ortiz to begin this inning, and now Jacoby Ellsbury back up the middle and into center field. Ellsbury is 2 for 2.
Volstad, he's been trying to get ahead with a fastball quite a bit this game. You see first pitch fastball sinking a little bit. That ball's high. He's got to get the ball down. Ellsbury shoots this ball back up the middle. Just a matter of time before he tries to steal another base.
He was not shy in doing so his first time in the 2nd inning. With that stolen base, 26 now in the season for Ellsbury. He's been caught 6 times.
It's kind of hard to steal bases when you're farther down in the lineup. Seemed like that to you? I mean, you batting 7th.
Well, the one thing you don't have to do is worry about the guys coming up behind you, which is one thing I think he had to do at the top of the lineup.
True,
with
that's
the big
true.
guns coming up. You can
But
run
the
a
pace
little more freely.
True, but the pace he had of stolen bases at the top of the lineup seemed to me that he was on a much better pace being up top.
Well, more at bats, on more.
Right.
And I think he'll end up there again as he takes off. The throw is not going to be close. His 2nd stolen base of the night.
Kind of amazes me here. The Marlins You see, not a big lead, but he knows he can go. It's going to take him a long time to deliver, so shorten up your lead because you know you can steal the bag. I'm surprised the Marlins don't do anything about it. I mean, they absolutely do nothing about it. You know he's going to steal a bag. I mean, one thing is slide stepping, I understand, but how about pitching out? You don't see a lot of pitch outs nowadays.
Well, Mark Wiley, the pitching coach, is out there. I want to remind you that Hess is a proud sponsor of the Red Sox and the Red Sox on Nesson. During the 2009 Red Sox season, Hess and Hess Express will donate $500 for the Red Sox Foundation for every home run hit by the Red Sox. Hess committed to helping the cause. Big Papi's home run is now 79 home runs and $39,500 donated by the fine people at Hess. Congratulations on your first-year wedding anniversary, and he's going to keep her, apparently. That's great news.
She's a keeper.
She's a keeper. I think you're right, though. I think the Red Sox best lineup, and the lineup that I think will eventually happen again, has Jacoby Ellsbury in that leadoff spot.
I think at some point he'll go there and he won't come out. You see right now Pedroia is struggling. It could happen very soon.
Well, that's one question. You know, we thought about it at the time when Pedroia was put in the leadoff spot. Everybody said, oh, he won't change his approach at all just because the leadoff hitter is going to do what he did before. But you wonder if he has changed his approach at all.
I don't know. I don't think so. I think it's just one of those times where he's gone through this bad period. I don't know what to blame it on. I think he's just in a funk. Popping up a lot of balls that he hit line drives before. I mean, he swings at a lot of bad pitches. You think about it, he's got a big strike zone. He doesn't punch out, puts the ball in play, and that's what's going to happen. I mean, he gets his share of walks, but I think he expands the strike zone a lot. He swings at a lot of balls out of the zone upstairs. When he's going bad, it's glaring. All of a sudden, you see him, he's swinging a lot of balls out of the zone, but he always does.
So fouled off. 2-2 now to Nick Green. Nick Green, an infield hit his first time up, which produced a run. He grabbed an RBI. George Qatar starting in his second straight game. A full 3 days off for Jason Varitek. Of course, Qatar is catching the final game of the Phillies series. Yesterday, the off day. Down the line at third, a fair ball. Headed towards the corner. Ellsbury is headed towards the plate. To second base goes Nick Green. His second hit, second RBI. Red Sox lead it 4-1.
He continues, Nick Green, to get big hits, clutch hits. You see a fastball down and in. He knows what to do with a fastball down and in. He shoots this ball down the left field line. Past the diving Bonifacio. Scores Ellsbury easily, and he goes into second base easily to boot. Nick Green, 2 RBIs. That first RBI was a weak RBI, but he's 2 for 2 tonight.
One out, Nick Green at second base. George Kataris lined out to second base his first time up. Last 7 games, Kataris hitting at .320. Keep in mind those games are pretty well spread out. Generally starting only when Tim Wakefield pitches. Tonight marks his 17th start at Tim Wakefield. 21 appearances overall. Green at second base with 1 out here in the 4th inning. There's a strike, 3-1.
You know, Volstad doesn't have the kind of fastball to get behind and throw a fastball, because if it doesn't sink, they've had some good swings at his fastball, starting with last inning, Drew and Jason Bay, and then continuing this inning.
Through the right side into right field, a base hit for Kataris. Here comes Nick Green. Red Sox lead it 5-1. A 3-run bottom of the 4th inning so far.
Volstad gets behind 3-1. Like I said, you can't be throwing fastballs when everybody in the ballpark knows it and get away with it. And Contreras knows what to do with the 3-1 fastball. He's seen enough of them. This ball's middle. He's lucky this ball is not a bomb or something, but it's just a base hit, RBI base hit for Contreras.
Action in the pen right now for the Marlins. Burke Badenhop is up. With one out, Contreras at first base, and Pedroia lining one into left field, a base hit. Contreras will take second, and it's first and second. There's still one out.
Pedroia makes him pay. We were talking about Pedroia before this not being cold as he's ever been, but when you get fastballs like this, you know what to do with it. Everybody knows what to do with it. First pitch fastball, just not enough on it. Ball's not sinking. That's middle. Ballstat has just been throwing a lot of balls right down Broadway with not a lot of hair on it.
You don't want to leave your sinker belt high, and that's what he's doing.
No, I mean, that's his best pitch, is the ball down and sinking, and nothing is sinking. I guess when you're tall like that, you have to really concern yourself for bending over.
J.D. Drew has been on twice. He walked in the first inning, singled in the third, came around to score the second Red Sox run. There's a strike, 1-1. The bottom of the order is getting it done tonight. 5 for 6 between Ellsbury, Green, and Contreras. Green has driven in 2. Contreras 1. Ellsbury 2 hits, 2 stolen bases, 2 runs scored. Ground ball to first base. Glode thought about second, but will flip to first, and 2 will move into scoring position with now 2 down.
Glode didn't want to take a chance and throwing the ball into the back of Pedroia. You see right here, the ball in the hole. He gets it. Pedroia is in the way of his throw to second base, so he takes the out at first with Ballstat covering. Ball in the hole. Looks like it's going to be an easy throw to second. Doesn't want to risk it. Ballstat covering.
So 2 down, second and third. And here's Kevin Youkilis. He is struck out swinging and grounded out to third base.
Volstad hasn't walked anybody. Walked somebody, Drew, in the first inning, but his control has been awful. Behind in the count, fastball, middle. Red Sox have made him pay the last couple innings.
Youkilis tried to hold up. It's a strike call, and it's 1-1.
Finally broke out a changeup. He needed to bring that out sooner than later. 4 runs later.
How much is this that he's 22 years of age and kind of green?
Well, I think it has a lot to do with it. I think a lot of pitchers, and I think him is included into the young pitchers that are in the big leagues before they're ready to be in the big leagues. They're learning to pitch in the big leagues. There's no doubt in my mind. Now he's got good stuff. He mixes it up. Like we said, he's got good tempo. He's around, but if the ball doesn't sink, you got to make an adjustment somehow, and he really hasn't tonight.
Not relying on his secondary pitches very much.
No, that curveball he stuck in his back pocket, and that curveball is hard to throw a strike with. That's the problem. He needs to get a breaking ball that he can throw a strike with.
There's ball 4 to Youkilis. Second walk given up by Volstad. Base is now loaded. Well, Red Sox Nation Ultimate Fan Pack includes 2 tickets to a select game. Remaining opponents include the White Sox, Tigers, and Athletics. Visit RedSoxNation.com today to join. Here comes Freddie Gonzalez, the manager of the Florida Marlins, to make the change. Volstad goes 3 2/3, responsible for the men on. Red Sox have them loaded. It's 5-1 Boston. of the year and gave the Red Sox a 3-1 advantage. They've scored 2 more times. AT&T, the nation's fastest 3G network. AT&T, your world delivered. Well, after 3 2/3 for Chris Volstad, this call to the bullpen is brought to you by New England Ford dealers. And the new pitcher is Burke Badenhop. Comes into a bases loaded situation, making his 16th appearance of the year. 4-2 record, 4.28 ERA. Opponent hitting at .276 against Badenhop. Jason Bay takes ball 1 inside.
Seems like everybody that the Marlins throw out there has got to be at least 6'5" just to stay in shape for this team. You can't make the team unless you're 6'5".
He was a starter at one point last year. He was 1-3 in 8 starts for Florida. Spent time at the DL with right shoulder tendonitis.
Hasn't got a lot of experience, but he's a guy that they use, comes out of the bullpen giving them multiple innings, which means he's their long guy.
He's on here in the 4th inning with 2 outs. Bases filled with Red Sox. So 1-1 to Jason Bay. Ball 2, 2-1.
Kind of a sweeping breaking ball. You'd think that they would go to more breaking balls. I'm amazed how teams don't throw enough breaking balls to Bay.
Away, and it's 3-1. No place to put Jason Bay.
Wasn't even close on the 2-1 pitch. Be amazed if he can throw a strike here after a misfire like that.
Not close, and he walks in a run. From third base comes Kataris. Red Sox lead it 6-1. RBI number 62 for Jason Bay to add to his total, which is tops in the American League.
Just what a manager wants to see is a reliever coming to a game. They're counting on him to throw strikes. He misses badly the last 2 pitches. A little too amped up more than anything. It's hard not to be amped up when you come in a ball game, bases loaded.
Jeffrey Loria, the owner of these Florida Marlins, not enjoying what he's seeing right now. Bases loaded. David Ortiz started the inning with a home run as the Red Sox have batted around.
The home runs are starting to come, but that was really the first home run that he has pulled legitimately, besides that ball he hit off of the pesky pole.
Well, the other home runs to center field.
And then one to left field off of tough left-hander I can't think of right now.
Phil
No, Sabathia, he took deep over the monster the other night, which I thought was a sign. Staying on that gas off Sabathia.
Look at the numbers in the last 9 games. On the ground, through the shift, right side into right center. 1 run is in. Here comes another. 2 more in, and the Red Sox lead at 8-1.
I'll tell you, Ortiz has hit a lot of balls harder than that for outs with a man standing there in the past month. And when you're going good, you get a C&I ground ball up the middle for 2 RBIs. Gets a fastball right here. Ball doesn't sink enough. It's away from him. He still tries to pull it up the middle. Nobody's home. This ball is a base hit easy. 2 RBIs. The tide is turning for David Ortiz.
So it's 1st and 3rd now. It's been a 6-run bottom of the 4th inning as Mike Lowell takes ball 1. Badenhop has not been the answer so far. He's walked the batter and given up a single now. A 1-hopper to third. Bonifacio on a nice backhanded play, but a bad throw. Helped out on the other side by Glow to end the inning. Red Sox score 6 times and lead at 8-1. 26-minute wait for Tim Wakefield, who certainly doesn't mind. His team comes up with 6 additional runs, and Boston leads it now 8-1 as we play along to the top half of the 5th, bottom third of the Marlins order. Cody Ross, John Baker, and Emilio Bonifacio.
It gives us time to think about that 6-man rotation I was just thinking about before Wake came back out there. You know, a nice healthy 8-1 lead. You can almost talk about something that has been on, you know, they're talking about it for a long time with Smoltz coming off. And, you know, it's not a bad idea. It's not like forever. Just for a couple of weeks, I think. In fact, you had said something about 2 or 3 weeks ago, and then and everybody laughed.
I know.
What does Don Orsillo know? He about 6-man rotation.
Yeah.
Well, meanwhile, how about that?
How about them apples?
Yeah, but it's not forever. I think they got a situation where they didn't. There's no one they could take out of the rotation. I think they have. There's that dude drop in.
Strike 3 to Cody Ross.
Cody Ross thinks this ball's inside, but he breaks out the old drop in curveball. This is not a knuckleball. It's that big looping curveball. I don't know if this ball is a strike, whether it's high or it's inside, but Cody Ross didn't think so. No. Wake will take it.
But if you think about it, I mean, this is all good. I mean, as far as the 6-man goes for now, you wait and see what happens. I don't think one more day's rest is the worst thing in the world.
No, not right now. And you know, it comes out later in the season. Maybe it's a good thing. I mean, obviously, you know, Beckett doesn't want to pitch in a 6-man rotation. I know I wouldn't want to. I mean, you may get a little more gas on your fastball because you feel stronger, but I think you lose something, you know, control-wise, without a doubt. But John Smoltz coming back out. They said, well, he's going to pitch against the Washington Nationals next week.
Makes sense. Not to have matchup against the Braves either here or there.
And that went into it. But I think what bigger thing that went into it is Daisuke. They didn't want to yank him out of the rotation. I think that was something that they didn't want to do. I mean, they didn't want to put him in the bullpen. They weren't going to send him out, and they don't want to lose him mentally. Right. I think that's another thing that they had to think about, because if you do that with Daisuke right now, you know, give him a little more, give him another start or two, let him get this thing worked out, because you can lose him in the long run if you pull the trigger too quickly. Right. And they don't have to, and so it's worked out pretty well. And you know, Lester and Beckett get another day's rest. It's not such a bad thing. I mean, you probably look back at this if they get to the playoffs. Maybe they're stronger. Who knows?
And let's be honest, we really don't know what we have right now in John Smoltz. I mean, you're not sure. You know what you think it's going to be or how well he's pitched in the minor leagues, but he could have a setback. Any number of things could happen.
And all of a sudden you pull the trigger. You take Daisuke out of here. Maybe think about trading Beckett. You see this knuckleball, nasty knuckleball. Looks like a little curveball. A little floater going down. Another punch out for Wake.
So really, I think this is the best case scenario.
I think so too.
I thought it 2 weeks ago, but I think it now too.
I think so too. And I think this guy, we're going to find out what John Smoltz is all about. You know, he didn't come here just to have fun. I mean, he came here to win.
High fly ball deep left field off the bat of Bonifacio. It's up and it's high off the wall. The Karen played by Bay out there, and it's a double with 2 outs for Bonifacio, and that almost got out of here.
This ball misses a home run by inches, as it turns out. Very quiet in the ballpark. You didn't know what's going on here. Ball away. I don't even know how he got to this ball to pull it, but you see inches away. Who knows if the ball was touched by a fan, because it knocked the starch out of it and it went straight down. Now, whether or not he was leaning over or not, ball's over the fence, we'll never know, because they're not going to go review it.
So 2 outs. Bonifacio at second base. There's Coughlin 1 for 2.
I wonder if they review this ball if it's a 2-1 game, but it's pretty close. You see the white right there?
Yep.
They touch it. Now, who's to say that they didn't touch it on the other side of the fence? It's pretty close. But obviously they touched it because it knocked the ball straight down.
Yeah, it came downward to left field, and this is trouble. It's a fair ball to the corner. It will plate Bonifacio from second base. Back-to-back doubles for the Marlins, and now it's 8-2 Boston.
See how quickly things can happen. You punch out 2 guys, you think he's styling, right? Don't you? It's just like boom, and all of a sudden a double off the wall. Then you see Coughlin get another. Ball's not really dipping very much, stays up and away. Coughlin, nice piece of hitting, just shoot it the other way. RBI double. his second RBI of the night.
So 2 down, Coughlin at second base, and Ross Claude, who was 0 for 2, has struck out, flied out. Now, if you are Josh Beckett, and now you're in the midst of the 6-man rotation, how much does that change what you're doing in between stuff? I mean, you're in a pretty good regimen.
Yeah, I think more than anything, you're superstitious. I mean, not so much the superstitious, but you just have a, like you said, a regimen that he does. I do this then, so it changes that a little bit. But in the long run, you're going to feel stronger. I mean,
right. I mean,
I'm sure he's not.
His team is built for the postseason again.
Right.
You're going to be stronger now.
Oh, he's not complaining. There's no way, because it's not like you're going to miss. Oh my God, I'm not going to get my 33 starts this year. But that, obviously, you're not going to do that for a long time. The 6-man rotation, it will work itself out. Somebody is. What if everybody pitches good? I mean, who's going to go? We just have to wait and see. And when Daisuke makes his start, we'll be talking about, well, I don't know if he doesn't pitch well now. Well, they're going to be thinking about doing something with him. But mentally, you've got to be careful with Daisuke.
Yeah, you're in that area right now where he has not pitched well this season. The WBC certainly set him back. Went on the DL.
I mean, where's he going to find it? He's not going to find it in the bullpen. You'd like, in a perfect world, you'd like him to go down and pitch every 5 days and figure it out. But he's not. What if he doesn't want to go down? He doesn't have to. I don't know the particulars of his contract, but I'm guessing.
1-2 is foul down that first baseline. Staying fair for the moment, but I think it's already a foul ball.
That ball is foul.
This will be pitch number 75 for Tim Wakefield, trying to work his way through the 5th here right now. He's given up a quick run with 2 outs. Dealing with Ross Claude, 0 for 2, a strikeout and a flyout. And the 1-2 is away, 2-2.
I think even Wakefield loses his focus sometimes. 8-1. He's no different than anybody else. Long delay in between innings. You get 2 outs, you think the next pitch is going to be an out. And then it isn't, and then it isn't, and then it isn't, and the game gets closer. So you have to refocus, regardless whether you're a knuckleballer or not.
They'd have a 26-minute wait while the Red Sox were scoring 6 times. It's 3-2. Claude hits a number. Kataris, it's a fair ball, will tag the runner to end the inning. Nice play by Kataris, aggressively hopping out there. And it ends things here in the 5th. The run for the Marlins. It's 8-2 Red Sox. But frustrated because he's got a beef here as far as this play at the plate. Watch George Kataris on this number come out and push it fair.
I've never
How
seen
about
it.
that?
I have never seen that.
Now, in all fairness, home plate umpire Tom Hallion, he is blocked, but you would imagine that from somewhere else, the call would have been fixed.
Because I was thinking, what is Glode arguing about?
Yeah.
Well, ball's fair. A little nubber in front of the plate.
Not so much.
Their dugout saw the whole thing.
They did. There it is.
Yeah.
Terry Francona showing us how it's done. Jacoby Ellsbury leading it off here in the bottom of the 5th.
They think it's hysterical
It's
over
funny
there.
now.
The other side is not laughing at all. Kind of a cute little play, huh? If you think about it.
It worked.
Yeah, it worked good.
There's a strike, 2-2 to Ellsbury, who is 2 for 2 with 2 stolen bases and 2 runs scored. It's all been good for Jacoby tonight. So he leads it off here in the home half of the 5th inning. The center field, Cody Ross makes the catch for the first out of the inning. Let's check back in with Heidi.
Well, Don, the production crew from a new NESN show called Pocket Money is here shooting at Fenway tonight. There's a shot of him right there. I got a chance to catch up with the host, Fitzy. He's the one in the green shirt there. Talked to him earlier today about where he finds the most knowledgeable sports fans.
The most knowledgeable sports fans by far are located right here at Fenway. But all over town, some people have represented nicely. A few people have left, shall we say, a little bit to be desired. But the people around Fenway, they are in it to win it. We have given away the most money by far outside. I think Lansdowne Street is now known as the richest street in all of Sports Trivia Game Show Nation.
Pocket Money debuts in August. Right now, you can catch Fitzy and crew roaming the streets of Boston, asking sports fans questions about Boston sports. Everything from what's Tom Brady's number to how do you spell Carl Yastrzemski. They are giving out pocket money for correct answers. Don?
All right. Thanks very much, Ed. I'll be looking forward to Pocket Money. We'll look for Fitzy around Boston while we're at it.
Well, you got a good chance somebody answering a question at the ballpark than you do hanging out at the opera or something. You know what I'm saying? You think they know what's going on?
You would think so.
We're busy looking at a foul ball right now. It's scary every time a ball's shot over into the stands right there, right by Ben Affleck. That ball was smoked. You got to pay attention. I don't care where you sit, especially so close.
Green fouls it back. Still 2-2. Green with an infield hit in the second that produced a run. Then he doubled in the fourth to produce another one. 23 RBIs. Red Sox with 10 hits as they bat here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Breaking ball, and he strikes out Nick Green. First strikeout for Badenhop. It's time for a game break, and Tom Caron, TC. Okay, Tom, thanks very much. This is back up the middle for Kataris. Throw to first, not in time. George Kataris with his second hit of the game. Out of his number 9 spot, aboard with 2 down.
See this ground ball up the middle by Kataris. This play took absolute fair. It came off the glove of the pitcher. Ugla makes a nice play on it. Fairly close play at first, but that base hit written all over it. Pitcher got lucky. He got a glove on that ball.
2 down, Kataris at first, and Dustin Pedroia the batter. 1-for-3, a single his last time up.
See how Badenhop could be tough on a right-handed hitter. Coming down from the side right there. Breaking ball that does sometimes break, sometimes doesn't, but that angle is tough on a right-hander.
Chris Volstad, the starter for the Marlins, 3 2/3, 9 hits. Was charged with all 8 runs that the Red Sox have. Walked 2, struck out 2. Brooke Badenhop has been on since the 4th inning Got the final out of the fourth and has 2 outs here in the fifth. His 2-0 pitch to Pedroia. It's outside, ball 3. There's a strike, 3-1. The Marlins have the misfortune of being in the National League East. Times like being in the American League East. You got the Phillies and Mets at the top of that division. They're also battling the Atlanta Braves in the mix there. Marlins are 6 games back. As Pedroia takes strike 2, full count.
Well, they're hoping on the starting pitching would be hold them there all year, and they're having trouble. They've been scoring recently, but in the month of May they were terrible offensively, and they punch out a lot. They're going to have a tough time in that division.
Let's check out the answer to our Aflac trivia question tonight. Aflac, we've got you under our wing. Who is the Marlins' all-time leader in home runs, RBI, and total bases? Mike Lowell. 143 of Mike Lowell's 211 career home runs came in his 7 seasons with the Marlins. Hit a career high 32 home runs in 2003. The 3-2 pitch is grounded foul again.
Last time the Marlins were here was that big scoring game. Remember?
Yes.
25 runs. What was it? Carl Pavano.
Yes.
Yeah. You don't forget a game like that,
was
do
the
you?
first inning.
Yeah. It's brutal. I mean, just got mashed. It was like, stop the bleeding. Time out. Then they got mad because we kept scoring runs.
Yeah, the
you can't tag up. You can't tag up if you're up by 20.
Jack was the manager back then. A check swing foul. That's that unwritten rule thing again that popped up.
You can't tag up. No tagging up at the score.
Third.
I've never seen anything like it.
Well, if you do tag up, it can't be close. That's the idea, and it was pretty close.
Oh, it was close.
Yeah,
That's what it was. I was going to say.
So, as you would say, whatever.
Whatever. Spare me.
3-2 is on the ground to shortstop. Ramirez boots it. Reaching at first to beat Pedroia. Fielding percentage has been better lately for Hanley Ramirez.
Those are the kind of ground balls that you see coming. It's like this ball is going to eat him up. It's going to crawl right up his arm because it's a do or die play. You see, he goes after a ball down low, and that ball, if it comes up, to me, it's a do or die play. When they make it, shortstops make it look so easy in the big leagues, but when they don't, that's what it looks like. And they have made their share of errors, the Marlins.
Only the Washington Nationals have a worse fielding percentage than these Florida Marlins. An error for Hanley Ramirez, 2 on, 2 down. It's the 6th error of the season for Ramirez, who made 22 miscues a year ago.
It's not so glaring in an 8-2 game, but
ball 2 to Drew, 2-0. Chopped right side. That is Glode, who will flip to Badenhop, who covers for the out that ends the inning. We played 5 full from Fenway. It's 8-2 Boston. Red Sox on top of the Florida Marlins as we head to the 6th inning. Hanley Ramirez just committed an error defensively. Jorge Cantu, Jeremy Hermida to bat here in the 6th inning. Wakefield at 78 pitches. Gave up a run in the 3rd, a run in the 5th. Has 4 strikeouts and a walk. And has fallen behind Ramirez 3-0.
Ramirez has got 8 home runs, but he's been on that 8 home runs for a long time. I don't think he's hit a home run in a month.
He's got the .330 batting average as he takes strike 1, 3-1.
He's getting his hits.
Lines this to left field. It's going to get in and head to the track on the wall. Jason Bay back to play it. Ramirez thinking too. It's going to be close, and he is out. Jason Bay retrieves it quickly and guns down Hanley Ramirez.
Obviously, that is not a smart play whatsoever. You see, he hit that ball pretty hard. Kind of stopped out there, but the play by Bay, a good throw. It cannot be close if you go to second base. The play is right in front of you. It's just too close. Nice tag by Pedroia. But you can't go 8-2 game. Wake's loving it, obviously. You got to have it. I mean, that's aggressive, but that's silly. It's absolutely silly.
Jorge Cantu with 1 out. The base is now empty.
You can't forget where you're playing all of a sudden. I mean, forget where you're playing, forget the score. Like, hello.
That's the one thing that Joe Girardi did and Freddie Gonzalez is doing now. You got a lot of young players. You kind of go through those spells with the players. Hanley Ramirez, guy has been around now 4 years in the majors, a little bit different. But I mean, the rest of the team and these young guys coming through the Marlins, it's kind of a trying thing at times.
Right, this is the star player. I mean, this is your superstar player doing something like that. I mean, it's an aggressive thing. He's trying to hustle. There's a time that's not hustle. That's just silly.
Hanley Ramirez is out, number 1 of the 6th inning. It's Jason Bay's 6th assist of the season. Jorge Cantu, former member of the Tampa Bay Rays, now at the Florida Marlins. Doubled in the 2nd, popped out in the 4th, and pops one up, foul ground. Lowell down from 3rd. Puts it away for out number 2. What does 79 cents get you these days? If you go to Cumberland Farms Chill Zone, it gets you a whole lot of refreshment all summer long. Mix up any drink you can think of, frozen or fountain, for just 79 cents any size. That's the Chill Zone at Cumberland Farms. With 2 outs in the 6th inning, Jeremy Hermida to bat here against Tim Wakefield. He walked and flied out.
See Del Carmen getting ready right now. You wonder about whether Wake would pitch the 7th inning or not. You talk about 89. This is his 90th pitch, depending on how quick this out is. Doesn't necessarily have to go back out there for the 7th, even though we're on a 6-man rotation.
In there for strike 2 and 1. Broken bat, foul down that first base line, and it's 2-2.
There's a curveball again, down and in. Must have been the end of the bat to have it shatter like that. Kind of a slow motion swing to begin with, trying to follow that ball in.
Pitch 93 is hit on the ground to Green at short. We're gone to the Marlins in the 6th. 5.5 done. It's 8-2 Boston. just outside Springfield. They're fired up. It is 8-2. Red Sox on top as we head to the bottom of the 6th inning. Kevin Youkilis, Jason Bay, David Ortiz. Burke, Bad and Hop back on the mound again. He's been out there since the 4th inning, logging innings, getting some outs here for the Marlins after their starter tonight. Chris Volstad only went 3 2/3.
Looks like a double take looking at his name. How to pronounce it? Badenhop?
Who knows if we're even doing it right?
I know.
Do you?
As soon as I saw it, I was like, well, I don't know. I'm not sure.
This is up the middle, but again, Nugla is right where he should be, and he throws out Youkilis. And there's one down. Well, tomorrow night at 6, live from Yawkey Way, Olympia Sports presents the Boston Globe's Red Sox Game Day Live with TC, Jim, Heidi, Eck, and me. It will be a special night as Fenway Park aims for its 500th consecutive sellout. You get a preview of the pitching matchup. Former Marlin Brad Penny against Andrew Miller. And the Boston Globe trio of Tony Maserati, Nick Cafardo, and Emily Benjamin will be live on stage with the latest news. It's all coming up tomorrow night at 6, only on NESN. So 1 out in the 6th. Jason Bay has been aboard twice, a single and a walk. It's also flied out. Since you've been covering topics all night tonight, the hot button topic of the day, last couple of days, has been Clay Buchholz.
Right.
What do you do? I mean, he displayed a little frustration in Pawtucket yesterday with an interview that he did about being down there, and he's ready to go, and you would expect that from a guy who's pitching well at AAA. You want him to be here in the big leagues, is what Terry said as much.
Yeah, Frank Cronin said, what do you want? Is the guy not to say he wants to be here? Everybody down there in Pawtucket, 25 guys down there, they want to be in the big leagues. I mean, he has to wait, and it's hard to be patient, especially when you're dealing. I mean, he's dealing. This guy's throwing as good as he's ever thrown. I mean, I know as a kid growing up, if you happen to be with the Dodger organization, you had to wait in turn, in line.
Problem is,
and even like it looks, see it Smoltz right there. How many guys with the Atlanta organization had to hang out for days when they had 3 Cy Young Award winners in the rotation? So, he will get his time.
Problem is, you got 6 guys here now.
Right. I mean,
it just got deeper.
It's a nice thing for the Red Sox to have, but if you're Clay Buchholz, you're chomping at the bit. So I can understand whatever comes out of his mouth, and it wasn't that bad.
No,
not at all.
A lot more was made of it than really was said. And ball 1 strike to Ortiz, and a pop up, foul ground, giving chase. Bad and Hop, as well as the third baseman and catcher, but nobody will get to it. Dunkin' Donuts is in its 10th year of hosting local youth groups and charitable organizations in the Dunkin' Dugout, a special seating section at Fenway Park. Thousands of children have had the chance to catch a Red Sox home game thanks to Dunkin' Donuts. Having a good time out there tonight. As the Red Sox lead at 8-2, batting here in the 6th with 2 down. Well, you wonder, as far as the development of Clay Buchholz, whether or not the no-hitter was a good thing or a bad thing.
Looking back, it was a bad thing. I think he admitted it himself that maybe, sure, you wouldn't want to give that up for anything if you think about it, no-hitter. But at the time, I think he expected, I think the Red Sox expected something out of him, and he in turn expected to be, like, I'm supposed to win 15 to 20 games right now, and it just didn't work out that way. And I mean, it was awful what he went through last year, and I think that eventually, if it's not, maybe this year, but it's ultimately he's going to be a good pitcher.
The breaking ball surrounds the plate and misses outside, full count. I think, as Clay Buchholz said himself, he really kind of took it for granted he was going to be there, and everything just went badly there, and all of a sudden now he finds himself trying to battle his way back again.
I know if I had thrown a no-hitter when I first came to the big leagues, I would have thought, I got it. Don't worry about nothing. Where's the money? Give me the money. Show me the money. Whatever. I need iron now. You know what I mean? I throw a no-hitter. I'm 20 years old. I need iron. I'm not waiting 3 years. Forget about that stuff.
Bring me the iron.
That's for the guys that are,
Covidien is a proud sponsor of the Boston Red Sox and the Red Sox Foundation, helping to raise money for life-saving cancer research. You would have paraded yourself right into the general manager's office immediately. Show me the iron.
Yeah, I don't need to wait. Don't you guys want to sign me up, get me past that, you know?
Have you seen me pitch?
Yeah.
Mike Lowell is 0 for 3 tonight. He is struck out, lined out, grounded out. And Hop has now thrown 50 pitches of relief in this Florida Marlins team. There's a strike. 3-1. It's cooled off here tonight at Fenway Park. Beautiful day in Boston, but down somewhere near 55 degrees. Lowell hits it on the ground. Ramirez to his right will go to second for the force out there that ends things. Here in the 6th inning, we head for the 7th. It's 8-2 Boston. Dunkin' Donuts musical montage, and as always, our thanks to Dunkin' Donuts for dropping off the refreshments here in the booth. Something was really good about that montage. I don't know, the home run, something was.
Somebody was dancing all over the joint.
Manny Del Carmen on for the 7th inning after 6 from Tim Wakefield. Wakefield giving up 2 runs in 6 innings. Del Carmen's 27th appearance. .264 batting average against him. Dan Uggla leads it off for the Marlins.
Del Carmen has struggled the last couple of times out. I think more than anything it's with his control. You know, getting behind a little bit.
4 runs on 7 hits over his last 2 outings, spanning over an inning and 2/3. Fly ball to shallow center. In comes Ellsbury. Andrew, and Ellsbury makes the catch in front of JD. Well, Tim Wakefield tonight goes the first 6 innings, gives up 6 hits, 2 runs. He walked 1, struck out 4. 93 pitches for Wakefield, a chance to grab his 9th win of the year as he came in at 8-3. And a quality start here tonight for Tim Wakefield.
It adds to his all-star resume, if you think about it. I mean, they talked about it after his last start against the Yankees, making mention of an all-star game that he has never made. After 15 years in the big leagues, I think it's 15 years, but I think he would be thrilled if he got an opportunity to pitch.
Absolutely.
I mean, to this point, 9-3. You're talking about, I don't know how many starts he has left till the break. I think maybe 3. I mean, 12-3 is a slam dunk. But he will definitely have consideration, get consideration.
Well, if he gets his 9th win tonight, you take a look at the winners leading, and Roy Halladay, who's now on the shelf with the groin injury, has 10 wins on the year to lead the American League.
You got Greinke that's right up there. He's
got
bound to, yeah.
And then Slowey, the Minnesota Twins, with 9.
Verlander, you got to consider. Weaver, you have to consider. And there's a lot of pitchers. I don't know how many they take. We'll get into that at some point before the break.
And that gets so hard too, because then you got the pitchers who pitch the day before and they want to stay away from. That's what Terry Franco ran into last year in the 15-inning All-Star game, was guys who they wanted to stay away from in the game that they had to use in the game, piece together.
Well, Wake would be the guy you'd want to use.
Absolutely.
You know, extra innings. Keep him around in case there's extra innings. He can go all night.
1-2 fouled off.
You know, we talked again about the 6-man rotation. I can't get it out of my mind tonight. You wonder how that's going to play out. We were considering, you know, Wakefield coming out of this game after 6 innings. I was thinking Daisuke. Now, does that change how you use Daisuke? Will you let him throw 150? You know what I mean? Like if he's only pitching once a week, I mean,
that's the way it was.
I know
in Japan.
that's probably silly, but
then he would go 150 pitches over there.
I'd love to see if they said throw as many pitches as you want.
We'll be here for a week.
But I meant just do what you have to do, and we're just going to let you do it. And I wonder how he would go about it, because, you know, it's got to be in his mind how we wanted him to change, and I'm sure they've been in his head telling him to throw strikes. Now, he went out against Texas and did that, and he got knocked around with his fastball. Still had his good stuff, punched some guys out. Now, this recent start in Philly, you got to throw it out, I think, because of the the long range delay.
Came back after an hour and a half.
I mean, that's kind of what are you going to do there? But once again, they still, you know, got a couple of home runs off him. It wasn't pretty.
He was throwing a lot more fastballs, was much more aggressive, and that's a good hitting team, the Philadelphia Phillies.
See Del Carmen there with a good fastball. See Ross, he likes to go deep too. Big swing, fastball right by him.
2 down here in the 7th inning. John Baker coming up, the catcher for the Marlins, 0 for 2.
But the problem with Daisuke is they're hitting 375 off him. So, I mean, something's got to give here. I think his next start we're going to be watching closely. Not that we don't watch everybody's start, but I think him in particular, there's concern there.
Takashi Saito is up in the pen. Well, you got to wonder about whether or not his way is the better way to go. You think about his way last year, and he was 18-3, really doing it the way he does it. Maddening, yes. Tough to watch, absolutely. But in a result-based business, 18-3 is pretty good.
But is this happening now because they've told him to pitch differently?
I would have to say yes. You look at the approach that he had in the last 2 outings, it's different. So yes.
Blame it on Tito and Farrell. All right.
We'll see.
But once again, they don't want to lose him mentally.
No.
I think that's a big thing that.
So grounded back to the mound. Del Carmen a step to his left to flip to first. It's a 1-2-3 7th inning. 8-2 Red Sox. Time for a Sports Desk update with Cole Wright. Red Sox on Nest, and you can always catch the game on your computer with MLB.tv. The ultimate baseball experience featuring 100 out-of-market games per week. Live on your computer, and catch those you missed on demand. For more details, visit redsox.com, where baseball is always on. Tom Warner, Larry Lucchino enjoying this 8-2 Red Sox lead as we play along to the bottom of the 7th inning. Emilio Bonifacio playing over from third base towards shortstop for Jacoby Ellsbury to pull. As he is 2 for 3 in this game. Goes the other way to left, sending Coughlin back onto the dirt of the track for the first out of the 7th inning. Where can you score the best Red Sox gear in town? Check out BostonGlobeStore.com. The Boston Globe Store has everything for the diehard fan: autographed memorabilia, Red Sox photos, souvenirs, and more. Shop online, shop anytime, shop BostonGlobeStore.com. One out here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Nick Green, George Kataris to bat here in the 7th inning after Ellsbury is flied out. Benhop's done a nice job.
I was just going to say, you got a guy coming out of the bullpen that doesn't make you, have to eat up your whole bullpen. He goes out there to give you possibly 4 innings. I think a ball club like the Marlins has to have some long man. Definitely. There's just too much inexperience in the rotation that if you don't have somebody out there, you can go through your bullpen in a heartbeat every night. You have 3 bad outings in a row, forget about it.
And Nick Green disposed of. It's a second strikeout for Badenhot. Gets him on the slider, and there's 2 away.
The sweeping breaking ball, even though it hangs a little bit, foul tip, gets him on the off speed, fools him.
So 2 down. George Qatar is coming up. George is lined out to second, singled twice. He's got an RBI.
I'll tell you, Kataris has come up this year to catch Wakefield and done a superb job, without a doubt. We've never really talked about any problems he's had.
Diving at first, nice play by Glode. He'll take it himself to end the inning. A 1-2-3 7th. We head for the 8th. It's 8-2 Boston. B. Mason's extra innings with TC, Jim, and Heidi. You'll get the live press conferences with Terry Francona and Tim Wakefield. And Jim will break down the starters' performance in this series opener. Plus, all the reaction from the Red Sox players in our KFC Clubhouse Uncut segment. It's all coming up right after the game with TC, Jim, and Heidi. Welcome to your first game here at Fenway Park, Hadley, Massachusetts. New pitcher for the Red Sox is Takashi Saito, his 24th appearance of the year. 247 opponent batting average. Takes over for Manny Del Carmen, who pitched the 7th inning, a 1-2-3 inning. Emilio Bonifacio to lead it off here for the Marlins.
Kind of strange for Saito to come in a game and not have control like he did when he came in for Bard the other day with the bases loaded. Drilled the first batter. I believe he drilled Rollins with a pitch. Walked the next batter on 4 consecutive pitches. And, you know, even for a veteran like Saito coming into games like this year, setting up, not necessarily closing anymore, it's just a different experience. Not so much that appearance, you know, not having control, but I can understand that it's not. To me, it's difficult, more difficult setting up than it is closing. I mean, the game. I mean, you're just closing is like you're ready for it. You're the only guy that they're going to go to the 9th inning. There's just some question when you're going to pitch.
I think that was the problem that Eric Gagne ran into when he got here. It seemed like a great idea on paper, and he thought he could do it, but it didn't work out.
Yeah,
different role.
Right, I can understand that. I really can.
Because everyone's trying to figure out, well, what happened to Eric Gagne? He pitched so well with the Texas Rangers before he got here. He was closing games. He was their closer.
Yeah, why can't you do it in the 8th? Come on, it's not that. Come on, it's not that tough. But I get it.
Exactly.
I get it. There's just a little uncertainty about that 8th inning. You know, it's just a different mindset. I think when you have the whole thing on you, like there's nobody behind you. It's just your game. Just the idea that, you know, there's somebody after you makes you pitch differently. I don't know. It's hard to put my finger on.
And a hold is just not that exciting.
Maybe that's a good point. I like that. It's like I can't get excited unless I've got a save.
I'll be back with you in a moment. Don't forget, you can follow today's Red Sox game through our live blog at NESN.com. It's a great way to follow the action if you're away from your TV or located outside our broadcast territory. Just want to get a little extra insight beyond the balls and strikes. Find the live blog now at NESN.com. 1 out here in this 8th inning from Fenway Park. Red Sox on top 8-2. Chris Coughlin is 2 for 3 with an RBI.
You think there'd be less pressure pitching the 8th inning, wouldn't you?
I think so.
But maybe you need it all. I need it all to be good. To be as good as I can be, I want all the pressure.
The adrenaline rush that's there in the 9th, not so much in the 8th.
When I was older, I needed all the adrenaline I could get. You know, when I was 40 years old, I mean, hooray for the 7th or 8th inning. I got to get it ready. I want the 9th because that's where all the marbles are. And I got the most out of myself, you know, and I lasted longer than I thought I could. But the adrenaline is what made it.
What time would you generally go to the bullpen when you were closing during a game?
Wanted to make sure everything was just in order. Probably about I had to get there at the 7th because you can't come any later than that.
Cruising
God forbid the phone rang. It's like 7. What are you, crazy? But the thing about it is, I used to hate the places where you had to run all the way across the field to get to the dugout. Excuse me, to the bullpen. You know, there was some ballparks where you can go underneath the stands and then sneak into the bullpen. It's a beautiful thing. And then
no exposure whatsoever.
No exposure. I didn't need the exposure because, you know, everybody, who's this prima donna running across the field? You know, oh, is this guy? He gets to show up in the 8th inning. I don't want anybody to know. I just want to sneak in the back door.
Right. Sneaky.
So I can have my sneaky cheese back there.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty late.
Oh, I know. But you know what I'm talking about? You have to go promenade all the way across the field like superstar. Here he comes.
Checking in for my 3 outs here.
Yeah, look at this guy. Who's he think he is? Come running across the field in the 8th inning. You know, I don't want to draw any more attention than I've got.
I know it's a little late, but you could have gone out earlier.
Yeah.
Save all that.
What am I going to do for 5 or 6 innings? Especially when you got old, I wanted to be loose.
Channel your energy. Focus.
But I had a regimen that I did. It's getting loose in the clubhouse. Make sure you go to the bathroom before you get out there too, because that little bathroom, you don't want to be stuck in that little thing out there. Come on, will you think about it?
It's gross.
God forbid. That's the worst nightmare you could have. Thinking that, oh my God, timeout.
I got to go to the bathroom.
Timeout, coach. The camera's on you, and you got to crawl in that little thing over there. You got to be kidding me. I mean, I lost sleep over thinking about that.
The bathroom? That was a big issue.
Seriously, because by the time I get out there, I want to make sure I don't need that thing.
Everything's all set.
Everything's all set. Yeah. And, you can't time these things in life. And especially when you get nervous, your stomach goes, uh-oh.
I got to go in there.
Uh-oh. Here it comes. That's awful. But it's the truth.
Isn't it nice in there?
I have no idea. I've only been there a few times.
Down ball, Green to his left. And there's 2 down in the 8th. 8 in a row retired by Red Sox pitching.
It's beautiful how they orchestrate this bullpen when things are going well. 8-2. It's not really a difficult thing to do, but I guess for Farrell, he has to go about each game that he plans, saying who needs work tonight, blah blah blah, right? And then that's the tough job of being a pitching coach. And hopefully all things go well. He'll just do an inning, no problems. 1, 2, 3, make it. No one throws too many pitches, no stress throws. Everything just works wonderfully sometimes. And then all of a sudden, it catches up.
13-inning game.
Then boom, doesn't
delay,
it?
Everything.
It just gets you.
Yep.
And
the other thing is how many guys are up that never come into the game. You think, well, that guy didn't work back-to-back days. Well, he might have been up back-to-back days.
And they mark down everything. Every time you get up, they know. And usually when you get up, they want to get you in, because then it's not a wasted throw. But boy, he's got the talent to do it, doesn't he? Just to
helps when you're that deep.
Oh my God! Every night they could throw somebody out there, 3 or 4 guys, and you can bank on it.
There aren't too many bad decisions to be made.
Oh, it makes a manager. There's no doubt in my mind. I mean, a great manager is made by great bullpens. Period. Especially in this day and age. Not to take anything away from his managing at all.
But if you got the horses, it makes a big difference.
And he'll tell you too. He'll tell you in a heartbeat. First starts with a closer, having a guy that's going to slam the door. And you can't do without that. I mean, this day and age, you've got to have somebody. None of this 50-50 stuff. I mean, you got to get 90% of those ball games. And God knows he's done this for 4 years now. Money in the bank. One of the best in the business, if not the best.
So fouled off, full count. You think about Joe Torre and all the wins he has as a manager. What's different between when he was managing St. Louis and Atlanta? He just didn't have the horses. Right. Goes to the Yankees, all of a sudden he's a great manager.
Right. And then he goes to the Yankees and he's got Rivera. Hello.
It's all good.
It's all good.
Terry Francona, 4 lean years with the Phillies. Things working out very well here in Boston. 2 world championships. 3-2 lifted down the third baseline. Lowell will go as far as he can, but it'll end up in the seats.
But I've watched the progression of Francona over the course of the last 7 years. I've been doing this one way or another, watching from afar and just seeing how comfortable he is doing his job. He seems like he really enjoys himself, and I know how hard he works. Guys here all the time, but I just see how he's developed with the press.
Very comfortable.
And is he ever? Isn't he?
Very comfortable.
He's working it now. It's like he's funny as ever. I see him every day now, and it's a pleasure to watch how he goes about his business.
Fly ball center field. Jacoby Ellsbury drifting back to make the catch. Another 1-2-3 inning. It's on to the bottom of the 8th. 8-2 Boston. Sweet Caroline here at Fenway.
Things are good.
So good.
So good.
Gotta learn the song.
I'm sorry.
Bottom of the 8th inning. Justin Pedroia, J.D. Drew, Kevin Youkilis.
Excuse me. So good.
I hate people who don't know the words. It drives me nuts.
You've heard it enough. You know, I get it. If you hear it all the time,
every night.
Yeah.
Pedroia had a base hit back in the 4th. He's 1 for 4. Line into right field. A base hit for Justin Pedroia, his 2nd hit of the night. And a leadoff base hit here in the bottom of the 8th.
Pedroia getting on again. You know, fastballs away, shooting the ball to right field like he can. Maybe these 2 hits will get him going. See this high fastball up out of the zone. He gets on top of it, shoots the ball to right field. That's his stroke.
Daniel Bard up in the pen for Boston. Pen has been perfect through 2 innings. Del Carmen and Saito. Relief of Tim Wakefield tonight. As J.D. Drew takes strike 1. J.D. with a single back in the 3rd inning. 1 for 3 with a walk and a run scored. Ground ball to first base. Glode will go to second for 1. Return throw. In time. They turn it. 3-6-3 on the Twin killing. So 2 outs here in the 8th, and Kevin Youkilis coming up. Pretty good double play here turned by the Marlins.
I think they were going to turn it for a second. Glow didn't really get it out real clean, but he got it back to first base quickly to turn it. Saw a double play the other night that Bard tried to cover, or it was the other day that Bard tried to cover. And it's not an easier play than you think when the pitcher has to cover over there. He was all sprawled out. Those are not easy double plays, and I never wanted to do those double plays.
Well, he ended up closing a game for the first time. Picked up his first major league save in the 13-inning game.
Looked good that night too. Had a curveball, nasty curveball, along with that major hair he features.
And against a very good lineup, you think of the National League teams, and as Dave Roberts pointed out, really one of the only National League teams that features an American League type lineup. The Phillies did.
And it really was impressive the way he did it. You know, punching out 3 guys late in that game, extra inning game. Then he came out the next time and he just wasn't the same. You know, he has a hard time controlling, first of all, getting that tough breaking ball, that real tight breaking ball over.
Youkilis down the line and left. It is a fair ball that one hops the wall. Youkilis thinking 2, throw to second base, not in time. A stand up double with 2 down.
Uke finally joins the party tonight. He gets a breaking ball. He's supposed to be outside, but he leaves it on inside half. He just flips this ball down the line. Gets his first hit tonight. Hit a ball hard a couple times tonight with a walk, but finally gets his first hit.
It's 13 hits for the Red Sox. Only Mike Lowell without a hit tonight. And they're starting 9. 2 outs. Youkilis at second base, and Jason Bay, the batter. Single and a walk. He's been aboard twice and knocked in his league-leading 62nd run. And he walked to the bases loaded in the 4th inning. And Sanchez up in the pen for the Marlins. First action we've seen out there since Burke Bradenhop took over in the 4th inning. 70 pitches for Bradenhop.
Somewhere along the line, Bradenhop will start a ball game for the Marlins. Probably sooner rather than later, the way this rotation has been iffy for the Marlins all year.
Breaking ball, it's 1-2.
He's got a good breaking ball, but he's very inconsistent. One really breaks, one doesn't. You can see where he can be tough, but he's just very inconsistent. His delivery. Effectively wild, as they say.
Bay pops it up. Back to second base. Dan Uggla's calling. and catching the final out of the 8th inning. We head for the 9th. It's 8-2 Boston. Brought to you by Comcast. Well, the Red Sox, the big 4th inning, a 6-run 4th, and what got it all started was David Ortiz with his 5th home run of the year. Red Sox scoring 6 times and taking an 8-1 lead at that point. Good defense turned in. Jason Bay on this base hit by Hanley Ramirez with a quick gathering of the ball out there in left field. He throws out Ramirez at second, trying to stretch it into a double. 6th outfield assist for Jason Bay of the year, and Tim Wakefield in line for his 9th win of the year. Came in at 8-3, 6 innings, giving up 2 runs. And the Red Sox bullpen has been perfect since he left. An inning from Del Carmen, an inning from Saito. Red Sox will use their 3rd reliever of the night, Daniel Bard, into the game to pitch the 9th, his 12th major league appearance. 3.55 ERA, and the opponent hitting at .213 against Bard. Hanley Ramirez leads it off here in the 9th.
Woo. Comes out throwing smoke. First pitch to Hanley. That roughed up his last time out. I think it's a good time to get him back out there and get his confidence back, especially in an 8-2 game. For the most part, they've gotten him into ball games that he can feel comfortable in. Up until that save he got in Philly, and then trying to pick up the pieces in another ball game that he didn't really fare too well in.
He got the save on Friday night. Gave up 4 runs, 3 walks allowed on Sunday at Philadelphia.
It's nice to get right back out there.
Ramirez down 1-2. Here's the breaking ball.
Hitters that haven't seen him, they know he's got this gas, but even a mediocre breaking ball, you'll see some funny swings right there. He's sitting fastball, 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 and then swings at a breaking ball anyway, and that's what you're going to look like. Even the best of players can look like that.
Back to the gas, and he gets it by Ramirez. 1 down in the 9th.
This ball was absolutely brought. Hanley Ramirez doesn't even know what to sit on. Meanwhile, this gas is right by you. That ball's in the glove.
One out for Jorge Cantu, who doubled in the 2nd inning, popped out in the 4th, fouled out in the 6th inning.
Start him off with a breaking ball right here. Just get it over. So, I mean, he's got a tough time. I mean, the kid's going to have a hard time getting his breaking ball over. He's got to come up with a breaking ball that he can find it a little easier to get it over with. It's easier said than done when you have an arm like this.
fair ball. Kicks off the boxes into Jason Bay. Cantu will pull it up with a single with one out here in the ninth. Just fair down that left field line.
Cantu knows that a fastball is coming after a breaking ball in the dirt. Big league hitters are always ready for a fastball.
Coming up after the game, stay tuned for Granite City Electric's Red Sox Finals. Submit your questions to the NESN.com inbox, and TC and Jim just might answer your queries. Plus, highlights from around the majors, including the Nationals paying a visit to CC Sabathia in the Bronx, and a preview of Brad Penny's start tomorrow night against his former team. It's all coming up right after the game on NESN. One out, one on. Jeremy Hermida walked in the second inning, flied out in the fourth. Grounded out in the sixth inning. In on the hands and one hop to third. Lowell will go to first for out number 2 of the ninth inning. And to take second base. So 2 down, Cantu at second, and Dan Uggla coming up. Grounded into a double play in the second inning, grounded out in the fourth, flied out in the seventh. Take strike one. A breaking ball for strike one.
It doesn't take much, just a little breaking ball. Show them something different. If you get it over, that's half the battle. Then they've got no chance to dial it up to catch up with your gas.
Popped up. This should do it. Down from first comes Youkilis. He's calling and catching the final out. Red Sox win this first game of the 3-game series with the Florida Marlins. Well pitched ball game tonight. Tim Wakefield for 6. Del Carmen, Saito, and Bard wrap it up. And the Red Sox come away with an 8-2 victory. Red Sox bang out 13 hits, and that